Good morning, my name is Mila and today we're going to talk about modal verbs part 2. The aims of this presentation are the following. We are going to introduce the students to those modal verbs which express the following two areas of meaning. Choice, with the modal verbs don't have, don't need to, no choice, must not and can't, and future possibility with may, might and could. Let's have a look at the first group, expressing choice. We use don't have to or don't need to express that something is not necessary. That is to say, we don't have to do something. There is another possibility or choice. Let's consider the following examples. We don't need to plant the seeds now. So we have a choice. We can do it later or even tomorrow. In this case, we can also say that there is a lack of obligation, a lack of necessity. Or, in the next example, you don't have to plow the soil if you don't want to. I could do it for you. Again, there is a choice. You can either do it or not do it. Compare the following examples. Now we are going to contrast the use of don't need to in the present and the use of needn't have plus past participle. Imagine that Millie is talking to Mike on the phone and they are talking about a party. Millie says to Mike, "You don't need to wear a suit for the party. It's going to be quite informal." So, again, Mike has a choice. It's not necessary to wear a suit. And now let's have a look at the next example. At the party, Millie seeks Mike and exclaims, "You needn't have worn a suit. You look really handsome though." So, remember in the first caption, you don't need to wear a suit. Millie was giving him a chance. Okay, he had a choice. But in the second sentence, Millie realizes that Mike is really wearing the suit. So she exclaims, "You needn't have worn a suit." So, we use needn't have to plus the past participle to express that something was not necessary in the past. However, the person did it. Now we are going to have a look at those modal verbs which are used to express no choice. Must not or mustn't and can't. We use must not or mustn't to express a prohibition. For example, you must not drive without a license. It's against the law. Or, you mustn't switch off your belt while taking off. Must not or mustn't indicate that something is not allowed or something is prohibited. However, in spoken English and when speakers are of the same status, can't is used instead of mustn't. Let's have a look at the next example. Imagine that you are driving with your friend and he wants to park the car in a certain spot. And you say, "Hey, we can't park here. There is a sign outside and double yellow lines." So in this situation, because it's a friend to friend and because it's an informal situation, we normally use can't instead of mustn't. Now we're going to have a look at some exercises. Mustn't or don't have to. Underline the correct form of the verb. Number 1. You don't have to tell him what I told you. It's our secret. Number 2. The exhibition is free. You mustn't pay. Number 3. We don't have to hurry. We have plenty of time. Number 4. Shall I help you with this? You can if you want, but you don't have to. Number 5. You don't have to play with guns. They're dangerous. And the last one, Shelley's a millionaire. She doesn't have to work. So have a look at these sentences and you have to decide if they convey a prohibition or no necessity. Here you have the key. Okay, and now we are going to continue with the second group. Expressing future possibility using may, might or could. Use may, might and could to talk about future possibility. This means it is possible that something will happen in the future. Let's have a look at the following examples. It may be rainy tomorrow. It might be rainy tomorrow. Or it could be rainy tomorrow. So there is a difference in the use of these modal verbs. If you say it may be rainy tomorrow, you are more or less 90% sure that this will happen in the future. If you say it might be rainy tomorrow, the likelihood of rain is less high. And if you say it could be rainy tomorrow, you are less sure than if you use might or than if you use may. So it depends on how sure you are that something will happen in the future. Remember that maybe is a modal verb. It's a combination of may and in this case the verb to be. And also remember that maybe is an adverb, and as an adverb it comes at the beginning of the sentence. For example, I may be late today, but maybe I will be late today. Also remember that we use may not and might not to express the possibility that something will not happen in the future. And it's very important to remember that they are never contracted. For example, the sky is all black, but it might not rain in the end. Or, you may not need a jacket for the night. It doesn't get that chilly. Now let's have a look at an exercise to practice expressing future possibility. Michelle is graduating from university with a degree in agricultural sciences. So I want you to complete this paragraph from her diary. Choose the appropriate words in brackets. I, blank, might not, I'm going to graduate in June, but I still haven't got any plans. Some companies employ students before they graduate, so I, blank, couldn't apply for a job. Or I might not apply to do a master's degree. I'm just not sure though. These past 2 years have been hard and I may not be ready to study for more. So study this text carefully and decide which form to use. And here you have the key. I'm going to graduate in June, because this is, you are sure, this is like a plan. Number 2, I could apply for a job. Number 3, I might apply to do a master's degree. And number 4, I may not be ready to study for more. And this is all for today. Thank you very much.